speaking to NJIT head coach, women's volleyball head coach Peter Volkert, following a 3-2 loss to Robert Morris on Saturday afternoon at the Fleischer Athletic Center. Coach, why don't you tell us your general impressions of the match?
Certainly kind of a tale of two sides there. Our girls came out great in game one and played an awesome game, hit about 280. The offense was on fire, and they pretty much could run whatever they wanted to run, and they ended up having winning that game. But I said offensively, we did such good work. The passing was really consistent and gave our setters, 3 or 4 options in every play, and it really showed. That was a great game. Game two was kind of the opposite of that. The passing wasn't on, and our offense really suffered. I think we ended up hitting, I would say, 0 the second game. And after the intermission, that kind of continued on. We had a little bit above 0, I think about 0.56, but and the passing was a little bit better. But it's we just couldn't get our offense going. So there's a little bit of a struggle there. Game 4, and as I said, the passing picked up, and it's not magic, but that's what happens. Our offense picked up, and you can see that's a game that we won again, which was really nice to see. And then in game 5, it was kind of back to where we were for game 2 and 3, that we just kind of struggled to hit, and we were on that 0, or maybe I think right underneath the 0 again. So I mean, the passing today is really what leads us, or lets our offense to do what it needs to do, and we passed well in 2 games, and those are the 2 games that we won. And so that's kind of what we're going to have to work on in practice next week is consistent passing, so we can kind of run a fast offense the way that we'd like to.
Is there anything as a coach that you can look at that explains why that happens, how you go from very good passing to struggling and then getting it back a little bit, or is that just a matter of working hard on it in practice and trying to correct?
Well, it's a chess match. That's we're deciding who we're going to serve to, and the other coach is doing the exact same thing. So he's there's so many different options you can have, but he's picking on certain players or trying to have his service put it in certain locations that'll kind of disrupt what we want to do. And as you kind of chart the match, what's going on, you kind of know what the other team would like to do if they get a perfect pass and they're in a perfect situation. And your job is to hopefully have your servers disrupt that, or what we say, take them out of system by putting in a ball that's not going to be where they want it, so they can't get a good pass to be in system and run the type of offense they want. So it's kind of a back and forth chess match. And every game is a little bit different, every rotation is a little bit different, and you're kind of trying to find out maybe who's the weakest passer at that moment, and that can constantly change throughout the whole match.
Now, after having lost the second and third set pretty decisively, NJIT was in a deficit toward the end of the 4th set, but came back and found a way to win 26-24. And then in the 5th set, it was a very big hole. The sets only played to 15 points, but NJIT fought back from ended up losing the set, but fought back from a big deficit and made things interesting at the end. What do you take from that, to have the team have its back against the wall and come back and fight its way out like that?
Yeah, especially in game 4, there was a play where I know Alyssa Armada, our sider, was the one who ended up, bumping the ball over the net, but it was kind of a wild play where they kind of chased it down, kind of ran it down, and she probably put the ball maybe 30 feet right to the net, and I think the Robert Morris blocker kind of messed it up, and we got the point there, but it's just a huge momentum shift. It was a point that Robert Morris probably gets 99 times out of 100, but because of the hustle, the effort, the don't give up attitude, and running it down, not only do we get that point, but then a couple right after that, and it just kind of it's a great defensive play that can be the spark to just kind of ignite your team and get you going. It seems like that particular play was that play in game 4. I think in game 5, like you mentioned, I think it was 8-3 when we switched sides and we were down 5, and we're in a hole. And as I said, the girls did a great job of just fighting all the way to the end and not stopping, and that was a great thing to see.
Is that gratifying for you to see that as a coach, to see the players still, we're almost, I think we're 20 matches into the season already, and things haven't gone great in terms of wins and losses, to see that kind of effort? Is that gratifying to you?
Absolutely, and I think, and we're playing for a lot. It seemed like a really good crowd there. It's family day at NJIT. It seemed like there's a lot of fans there, cheering and yelling, and so that was always I think the girls were the crowd gives them a lift, and they're excited to play at home. This is only the second game that we've played at home in 21 matches, and I know that was coming into the day. It was such an exciting thing for them. I know they were so happy to, and I know all of us were so happy to kind of play another home game. So I think the mood was really good.
All right. Well, thanks very much, and we'll see you again soon next week, a week from today, against Lehigh.